Let's go and talk to something that Australians love in general and bring in the sports panel here. Rod Kafer is our special guest here today, and Andrew and Kara are with him to go and discuss all things sport and what we're looking for in the other period ahead.
All right, so tell us then. Obviously, Wallabies, player, coach, administrator, commentator. Now you're in business. What are you doing at the moment at Invast Global?
Yeah, Invast Global is a prime brokerage business. We support a combination of locally here in Australia retail traders, many of them day traders. This phenomenon of day trading is really something that has grown massively over the last 12 months.
In the news at the moment.
Yes, indeed, and a big part of our business, emerging hedge funds, prop firms, and then the whole FX market is part of the things that we support. But it's been a fascinating period of for me of being involved in rugby for a long period of time. I'd had a history in financial markets before rugby, coming sort of back into the fray. It's been a real joy.
I was going to say, so not much going on at the moment, obviously, with COVID and the pandemic. So your focus is very much on trading. What is your role when it comes to your involvement with Invast?
But it's really looking after the sort of retail and domestic part of our business. On the prime brokerage side, I'd spent a fair bit of time on the prime brokerage looking after many of our international clients. But equally, now our focus has shifted over the last 12 months. We've seen this massive growth in not just people trading for fun, but that real professional end of trading, and our business serves them very well with a high touch approach, that sort of institutional feel for a trader who's at home trading in the tracksuit pants. It's a great mix.
So, using a business brain, how are you looking at the Wallaby setup at the moment? Now, I know you've been critical, certainly recently, about the administration. How are they set up as we go into this year?
Well, I think we needed to see change. Business models that exist for 25 years, like rugby has, and Super Rugby, with really no innovation like Super Rugby suffered from, eventually get found out. And we've seen that. And we hadn't seen any change in the way the game was necessarily administrated, and it needed change. Change has started to occur. You never let a crisis go by, and there was a crisis, obviously, with the pandemic. It created opportunity to make change, and there's been change. So I'm actually optimistic about rugby's prospects. What rugby has to do is find a way to grow in a new world where our player demographic is changing, our supporter demographic is changing. All of those things are changing, and of course, if you're unable to change with it, you get left behind. You become the buggy whip, and we don't want to be the buggy whip.
I'm getting the sense that you are optimistic, though, about rugby in this country, despite the lows we've seen recently.
Well, of course. I mean, we've been we're shifting, and we've got to make quite a significant shift in the way we approach the game. That's occurring, and that's great, and that needs to happen. We've got a new coach. We've got a very good coaching team at the top end. Yep. We're going to find ways to invest in the bottom end and hopefully grow it from the base up.
All right, good one. I know Koshy wants to ask a question because he's right into it.
Are you positive about the markets? Let's talk about your real job.
Well,
who are you with now?
Invast Global. Koshy, I tell you, it's been one of those weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah,
It's been one of those years. No one can really believe it where we are.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Keen about the markets?
Of course.
Positive?
There's always opportunity, either up or down.
We have plenty of
We'll take a little bit of both. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly right.
Thank you.